Hi guys, I got a really cool analysis here on a Pokemon you probably don't see that much. It's Vivillon, if you can't tell by the really creative title I have right here in black. Woo! Before I go on though, I do want to give a shout out. This is not my analysis. This is actually Arash Ommati's analysis. He won Worlds last year, first Italian to do so. He beat Ryosuke. I think he beat him 2-0. I'm not sure. Whatever. Well, he won. He's a great player. And also, he wrote this article for a website another friend of mine, Wolfie, runs. Wolfie was a two-time national champ, world's runner-up in 2012. Also a fantastic player called Eggy Emporium. Right now it's on a blog spot, so eggyemporium.blogspot.com. If you guys want to check them out, they've got a lot of cool VGC stuff, and a lot of it actually comes from like Japan and stuff, so they have a lot of foreign influence on their articles, and just a lot of cool information there. So I wanted to give them due respect because I did find this on Wolfie's site, and it was written by Arash. So I'm not even close to being this creative. So it's all these guys. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot me. All right, so bug is the word. Vivillon is basically a Butterfree with more HP, speed, and a better move pool, in the famous quote from Arash Ommati himself. Its stats are relatively meh. I mean, it's 80, 52, 50, 90, 50, 89. The speed there is not terrible, but and the special attack's not terrible, but it's not going to be the core of any team. You're not going to be like, well, man, Vivillon's going to tank that hit. No, just the opposite. You'll be like, well, if he switches in Vivillon, it's probably going to die too. But with the right support, Vivillon can be that little secret sauce you've been looking for. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, Arash is going to tell you why, but I'm going to tell you why. So, some of the uniqueness, what can Vivillon do? Like, what is this butterfly going to do? Well, let's just talk about, first of all, Sleep Powder. You're going to be like, hey, Alex, that's got 75 accuracy. That sucks. I'm going to lose. No, because you have Compound Eyes, which give you 30% accuracy boost on your moves. So, all of a sudden, you have a base 89 speed Sporer. Like, look at this. Sleep Powder hits 97%. That's basically 100. Like, if you're relying on Draco Meteor, if you're relying on Overheat, if you have even Hydro Pump on your team, like, this is way, way, way more reliable. If you're going to miss, it's very rarely. So, if you elect to run Compound Eyes as your ability, you're going to have a pretty fast, like, Sporer is what you call him, because Spore hits 100% of the time and it puts him to sleep. So this fast Sleep Powder, that's huge. That can nerf stuff. You can stop it from attacking for a turn. You outspeed. So that's great. Like, that's probably one of its best, actually, functions. Secondly, it gets access to Hurricane. With Compound Eyes, this gives it up to a 91% accuracy. That's even better than an Overheat or a Draco Meteor. That's a stab 120 power move with a 30% chance to confuse the opponent. And I think we all know how enraging confusion can be. So you're looking at something that can put stuff to sleep, is really fast, and it's got a really strong stab move with a 30% chance of confusion. Like, this already sounds like a headache. However, there's more. Vivillon also gets access to Rage Powder, and Arash says himself, and I would definitely agree with this, redirection in doubles can be one of the most amazing things ever. I know on Arash's winning team in 2013, he had an Amoonguss, Rage Powder, obviously. You pull stuff away, and that's huge because it allows your teammate to do the work it needs to do. So it's pretty cool. I know it's a little frail, but you can pull away like Will-O-Wisp. You can pull away Hydro Pump. I don't know to what extent you're going to survive that Hydro Pump, but you can pull away stuff that you really just don't want your teammate to take. The fourth reason to use Vivillon is that it comes in freaking badass colors. A lot of people, at least that I know, they're really obsessed with getting everything into like the perfect Pokeball and having the whole team look like a unit together. They're like shiny some things and not others, so everything like looks like it's cohesive. The fact that you have so many color options here, this is the most ridiculous. Actually, this is my favorite part of Vivillon. You could just basically, no matter what your team is, you can find a freaking butterfly that will fit your color. and it's just so cool. Like, look at that. Like, look at Ocean. Like, what? That's so dope. You just like, this is like the coolest fucking Pokemon. All right, next. It also has access to Powder. Not only access, this is literally its signature move. Powder, it's a +1 priority, so no matter if they're faster than you, if you get that 1+1 priority, you probably outdo them. It blocks an opponent from using a fire move, and it deals 25% damage to them if they do. So, let's say you're facing a Charizard with Vivillon, you're like, oh no, Charizard, no. No, Powder, outspeed them, even if they got Tailwind up, their Choice Scarf, who gives a fuck? No, you're just going to Powder up, and then like it's going to stay on them, and if they try to use a fire move on you, they take 25% of their health. Like, you're dealing damage and you're shutting down their fire moves. Like, that's nasty. That is just so nasty. Even that's +1, so even if they're like Trick Room or anything, you can get that up too. So like if you see Torkoal, Torkoal no, Powder, and that's all you got to do. So a set example from Arash himself is right there on the right. Focus Sash it up because of those terrible defenses. You can see he's modest to hit as hard as possible, and he put on a number of moves here. Feel free to toy around with whatever you want, because obviously there are a couple different ways to play this Vivillon. Some stuff he did want to mention. This set that he's got here does one-hit KO, 4 HP, 0 special defense Venusaur. So at least in Sun, you're looking at a pretty tough Sun counter. I mean, it's not durable enough to be like a straight-up Sun counter, but it can definitely cause some havoc in the Sun, especially because it gets that one shot on Venusaur, and it can stop Charizard from using fire moves. It maintains a 141 speed stat, which is enough to outspeed max speed positive Mega Heracross Florges, which is on the rise, by the way. Guys, that little flower thing that you never saw before, that's on the rise. It's being used now, actually. And also max speed positive Smeargle. So no more of this, Dark Void shit. You can run Safeguard, you can put it to sleep, you can do whatever the heck you want to it. So that speed is massive. That doesn't even need the plus. It just needs 252 EVs. Obviously 31 IVs. Also, some good partners that Arash recommends because he was toying around with it a while. Anything that can keep Vivillon's Focus Sash from breaking. So Charizard Y to set up the Sun, Politoed to set up Rain. Both of those don't hurt you. Stops sand from or hail. Also, if you want to use it as a Sun counter or something to stop Venusaur's Sleep Powder, because it will be going super fast in the Sun because of chlorophyll. So you're going to want to stop that, at least with your partner. He also gave some EV spread help, so in case you're building your own, you want some options. At 70 defense, which is its base EV, 0 is its base defense, 0 EVs. 31, all these are 31 IV, of course. It'll survive a Sucker Punch from a 252 attack adamant, so that's a plus 252. That's a plus nature. Mega Kangaskhan, it survives the Sucker Punch. What? And Bisharp. That's nasty. At 80 defense, which is 76 EVs, you're going to survive a Rock Slide from an intimidated Jolly 252 attack Garchomp. All of them are Jolly. You don't see Garchomp otherwise unless it's like Mega Garchomp. So as long as it's got Intimidate support, you're going to survive a Rock Slide. For a Butterfly, that's pretty good. That's pretty, think about that. Just fat-ass rock, and you're just like a little butterfly, and you're going to survive that shit. Now, I don't know what you're going to do. Probably put it to sleep, but yeah. And then at 99 defense with 228 EVs, it survives both Gyro Ball from Ray's Ferrothorn 94% of the time. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You can pretty much rely on that. And Rock Slide from a -1 Jolly 252 attack Aerodactyl. And that's a stab Rock Slide, mind you. And that's 82% of the time. So that's pretty strong if Aerodactyl or Ferrothorn are giving you problems and you really need to, survive them. Because Hurricane will hit back for neutral. That's some good. That is a thing to consider. Some special attack at just base, no EVs. You one-shot Malamar with Bug Buzz. Don't know how prevalent Malamar is. Maybe it is in the Italian metagame right now. I haven't seen a bunch, but I think Malamar's pretty cool. So that's something cool to have in your pocket. At 76 EVs, you 2-hit Mega Bombasnow with Bug Buzz, so long as they don't have any special defense. But that is max HP. And then at 252 plus, so if you max out your special attack modest, you can one-shot that 4 HP 0 Venusaur with Hurricane, like Arash's set did. Special defense-wise, 128 EVs will survive a Sludge Bomb from 252 special attack Mega Gengar. That's not boosted nature, but most of them run timid. Some run modest, so, do what you will. 164, sorry, special defense will survive a Draco Meteor from 252 special attack Salamence. That is the set that all the Choicecraft Salamence run. There are a ton of those out there. I know that. I see them. You'll survive that Draco Meteor. Like, that's nasty. And then, at 212 special defense EVs, you're going to survive a Muddy Water from a 252 modest special attack Life Orb Kingdra in the rain. Now, that seems nuts. Like, that must, like, you're special, like, what? But I guess apparently it does. I didn't test it, but apparently it does. So that's pretty nuts, because that sounds like it should be really powerful. Speed-wise, 124 EVs outspeeds max speed plus, max speed Jolly Tyranitar. Max EVs will outspeed max speed plus Mega Heracross Florges and Smeargle, just like we talked about on Arash's set. And at 244 plus, so like a timid nature, you outspeed base 100s with 252 speed and neutral natures, which the base 100 speed tier is a pretty common speed tier, and I'm sure that's why he included it here. You'll see a lot of stuff right in that base 100 set. And some of them do run neutral natures, so, you'll outspeed them, put them to sleep. So that's got a lot of potential there. So I want to just say thanks, Arash, for such an awesome write-up. Thank you, Eggy Emporium, for giving that out to the masses. And if you guys want to check out that site, it's right there for you. Otherwise, something to think about. Tell me if you like this analysis. I can do more analyses on different Pokemon in the metagame. Certainly probably stuff you haven't seen as much of, but I can do some stuff that's more seen. Whatever. Just let me know in the comments. I read comments. I love comments. I love you guys. You and me, guys. You and me. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed it, and happy testing.